Well, my friends, I hope you all are having a great 2025 so far. My year has been awesome to say the least, and personally, I have a feeling it's going to be a great year for everybody, especially for Google Pixel. Their 2025 lineup is looking pretty strong, and over the break, we put together a fantastic article, if I do say so myself, on what we can expect, and in this video, I'll break it all down super nice, super easy, so let's get into it. A good place to start is with the hardware, which is my favorite part by far, and I'm sure you guys feel the same. We'll go over it in order of what's most likely to appear first in the new year, and the biggest item we have is the Pixel 9a. We did a whole deep dive on it back in October of 2024. Please check that out if you haven't already. Long story short, this is Google's entry-level Pixel device that can get you in the ecosystem without spending a ton of money. Typically, they have good cameras for the price, decent performance, and access to the highly curated Pixel software experience that we talk so much about. Since our video in October, there really hasn't been much new about this device. The release date is reportedly in March of 2025, and it's said to stick to that same $499 price point that we saw with the Pixel 8a last year. This is good. I'm sure everybody is sick and tired of the constant price creep, so I hope consumers will respond well to this. In terms of what's new, we should expect some minor spec changes, like a slightly modified Tensor G4 chip. It will continue to use the integrated package-on-package method that should reduce costs at the expense of running a bit hotter than the Tensor chips in flagship devices. And rumor has it the primary camera is being swapped out from a 64 megapixel shooter to a 48 megapixel shooter. Initially, this does seem like a downgrade, don't get me wrong, but we are heavily speculating Google may be moving away from the Sony IMX787 lens that's been used since the Pixel 7a. Personally, it's an old sensor that definitely needs to be retired by now, so I'm excited to see what Google does here. The biggest difference though, by far, is certainly the design, and it seems like a pretty big refresh to say the least. The most notable change is the removal of the iconic camera bar that's been present on Pixel phones since the 6 series. We got some leaked renders that show the camera module is flat and sits flush with the back of the phone, while also implementing that boxy shape and flat side rails like we saw on the regular Pixel 9 series. The overall design change, I think, looks fine. Still unsure why we're seeing this drastic change though. It could be because Google wants to refresh the A series and differentiate it from their flagships. The simpler design might reduce manufacturing costs, or Google just simply wants to experiment with a new design language. Regardless, I personally am a huge advocate for change. It's always good to try something new, so I'm excited to see how this plays out. The Pixel 10 is another item we can very obviously expect in 2025. Surprisingly, we don't know much about it at this point. We've gotten some leaks here and there, and there was some interesting looking fan renders like this one from 4RMD on YouTube, but from what we know so far, we should be expecting 4 new Pixel 10 devices, that being the base Pixel 10, the Pixel 10 Pro, the Pixel 10 Pro XL, and the Pixel 10 Pro Fold that should still probably be renamed, but whatever. This is the same type of lineup that we saw from the Pixel 9 series, and there were some rumors a while back about a flip-style foldable Pixel that could be coming in 2025, but I don't think we've gotten one single piece of news on this item over the years, so I'm unsure where Google stands on it at this time. Anyways, all we know about the Pixel 10 lineup is we fully expect the new custom Tensor chip, which is pretty huge as they will have full control over the software and hardware. More on that in a bit. And it was reported that the modem is getting swapped out for the MediaTek T900. It's currently unreleased, and therefore we don't know much about it. All we can hope for is that it's better than Samsung's current offering. According to some internal leaked documents from Google's G-Chip division a while back, we know they're focused on battery life and efficiency, a common complaint amongst Pixel users, and while a MediaTek modem might not match the performance of the industry favorite Qualcomm, if there is a decent jump in improvement, I'll be happy. Other than those two pieces of information though, we really don't know much about the Pixel 10 lineup. Coming back to the Tensor G5, I'd say it's probably one of the most important things coming for Pixel in 2025. Long story short, Google is shifting their partnership from Samsung that provided the foundation for the Tensor chipset in the past, and instead is moving to a fully custom design that Google would manufacture through TSMC. TSMC is one of the largest chip manufacturers in the world, and they work on some of the best chips in the industry, like the A-series chips for Apple iPhones and chips for Qualcomm. So I truly do have high hopes for the outcome for Google this year. The Tensor G5 is reported to be built on a 3nm process, which will basically allow it to be smaller, faster, and more energy efficient, and it will have a 1:5:2 CPU core configuration with 5 middle performance Cortex A725 cores cores and 2 Cortex A520 cores. And on the GPU front, it seems Google's moving away from the ARM Mali GPU to one made by Imagination Technologies, which Apple actually used several years ago before going in-house. Regardless, these changes as a whole are set to bring significant efficiency gains that should mean better battery life, better thermals, and in turn should improve overall performance. Personally, I just hope that the modem is on point, we get faster charging, and can we finally adopt the Qi 2 wireless charging standard? Please, somebody, Google, make this happen. With these additions, the Pixel 10 would be pretty much close to perfect, so again, I'm excited to see where things go. Either way, for everything else, we're obviously likely to get a Pixel Watch 4 sometime in the new year. Details are close to non-existent, and honestly, the Pixel Watch 3 is so good, I'm not 100% sure how they can improve hardware-wise, maybe sapphire glass or updated casing, perhaps. We did report Google is working on a Tensor chip for the Pixel Watch, but I believe that's many years off, and we'll probably see that in the Pixel Watch 5 or something of the sort. On a smaller level, we might see a refresh to the A series Pixel Buds since we haven't gotten anything since June of 2021, I believe. I think it's long overdue, and they could easily pick up some new features from the new Buds Pro 2, like the more comfortable, updated design and the improved active noise cancellation. Moving on, something we're unfortunately and very sadly not seeing is the Pixel Tablet 2. I know. Personally, I'm torn up about it. We reported in November that Google apparently canceled the Pixel Tablet 2 over profitability concerns. From what we know, the Pixel Tablet 2 would have had a similar design to the original with thinner bezels and would have released with a first-party keyboard cover with touchpad input. Pretty cool and much needed even for today's Pixel tablet, if you ask me. It's reported the Pixel Tablet 2 was in early development and there was work done on a 5G variant as well. This doesn't rule out Pixel tablets entirely, so we might still see that rumored Tensor G6 powered device in 2027 as highlighted by that G-Chips division leak a while back. But unfortunately, it seems the Pixel Tablet 2 is completely dead, which I am disappointed by. I think even if it wasn't profitable, the consistency of yearly releases is important to get people to trust and believe in the Pixel ecosystem. On the other hand though, if the Pixel Tablet 2 wasn't shaping up to be something truly special, then maybe it was for the better until the above and beyond Pixel Tablet 3 is ready. I am really curious though to hear your thoughts on this topic specifically, so please leave a comment. I want to know what you guys think of this canceled Pixel Tablet 2 situation. Another big release we can expect from Google this year is new software, of course, like Android 16 for example, that we learned is going to be released much earlier than we typically see it. It should be out sometime in April to better align with the schedule of device launches. With the Pixel 9, it launched on Android 14 instead of the newest Android 15, which was a pain point for some members of the community, so hopefully this shift means we'll get new hardware and software launching in a very close time frame. Again, this is another area we don't know a ton of information about yet. The Android 16 developer preview has mainly been small visual tweaks and minor features to make the Pixel experience more well-rounded, but it's way too early to have any kind of final verdict, and we'll get a better idea of the Android 16 update as the year goes on. And obviously, with software, we can expect a whole lot of AI. I can talk about it for a while, but we can see Project Astra, which is supposed to have a 2025 release date, and Gemini also will continue to be built upon. All throughout 2024, Google has been relentlessly updating Gemini almost on a monthly basis, implementing many highly requested features that people have been asking for. From what I can see on my end, they fully received a lot of user feedback, and I only expect them to continue that trend going into 2025. So this is what we can expect from Pixel in 2025. I really do think it will be a strong year for Google, and I'm excited to see what's in store. For now, my friends, leave a comment and let me know your thoughts, and more importantly, what are you looking forward to the most in the new year? Honestly, I'm really happy with the Pixel 9. I can't imagine much more changes, and all I want is for Gemini to be smarter and more capable, and for me, that'll be more than enough. In the meantime, I'm getting out of here, but before I do, huge, and I do mean huge, shout out to our channel members on screen right now. Simply put, we greatly appreciate your support going into the new year. As I've said, I have a good feeling about things, and I'm so happy to have you guys on the journey. Until next time, this has been Jordan Floyd with 9 to 5 Google. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.